I've already told you about my little problem with my broadleaf dandelion weeds. Let me tell you something. I don't like them. I really don't like them. That's why I bought that spray. It didn't work. That's why I brought the granules and spread it out over the yard. And that didn't work. And so that's why I took the hoe to them. Because I knew that I could get rid of, well, at least the ones I dug up. They kind of fooled me a little. I told you about that last week. Let me tell you, dandelion weeds maybe a little bit like sin. And I hope you really don't like sin. But you know, if there is something that is a temptation to you, you know, you've got to try to face the temptation, defeat the temptation, overcome the temptation. And so it may be that you buy the spray and you spray it. But it almost seems like, no, the temptation's still winning. And so maybe you go to the next step and you buy those granules and you kind of spread it out over the temptation. But once again, it seems like the temptation's kind of winning. It's not going away. And you're still really struggling with it. Well, maybe you need to dig it up. In Matthew chapter 5, after that little section about lust, he then goes on to say, if your right eye causes you to sin, tear it out and throw it away. For it's better for you to lose one of your members than your whole body be thrown in hell. And then he kind of moves on from that, saying, if your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off and throw it away. For it's better that you lose one of your members than your whole body go into hell. Well, now there's a figure of speech called hyperbole, which kind of means an exaggeration. And I think that's exactly what Jesus is using, a hyperbole in this place. I don't think that he's literally expecting you to pluck your eye out or to cut off your right hand. But I do think he is saying, you do what it takes. You go to the extreme. You know, if one thing's not worked for you to, as it were, overcome that temptation, you go to the next. And you go to the next. You keep on until you overcome or master that temptation. But you know, are we doing that? Are we doing that? First of all, are we honest about our temptations? I think the easiest thing for us to do sometimes is just to pretend like, no, we don't have them. Well, you do. It may not be as extreme as what we think of some sins. We still have our temptations. But are you willing to do what you need to do to overcome those temptations? Tonight, if we could assist you in your obedience, if there is a need to be baptized, if you've not been, there is that need in order to obey our Lord. If there's a need for prayer, we ask you to come as we stand.